Let's kick off with a quirky pursuit. Ernest's bluntness had Molly laughing like a little kid. She never expected a man to be so direct, and the following downpour made the relationship sprout like rain-fed mushrooms. Ernest didn't see it coming either, that she would win his heart in such an unconventional way. Sincerity truly is the ultimate. Soon, Molly was dragging him around everywhere. Her sisters were as curious about this guy as if they'd spotted an alien, since white guys approaching Molly aren't just on a simple date. They were unable to comprehend why Molly agreed to it, and Molly explained that the most crucial reason was that Ernest's Uncle Hale had an extremely close relationship with them. After weighing it all up, Molly decided Ernest was a catch worth marrying, and before long, they had a hilariously hip Indian wedding. Hale officiated the wedding and added his blessings. The atmosphere was as lively as a party. Everyone was laughing and dancing, but amidst all the joy, Molly's sister Minnie looked like she was straight out of a tragedy. Turns out her situation was quite the drama. Hale, the most trusted white elder of the Osage, tried to comfort her and even blessed her specially, but soon after, Minnie ultimately left this world, plunging her family deep into sorrow. What a tragedy. At this point, Minnie's husband Bill suddenly kicked Ernest out, leaving him bewildered until Hale shed some light on the situation. Turns out, he and Bill were in a rivalry for inheritance rights, where typically Minnie's assets would go to her mother first. Due to genetic diseases, many Osage women die before 50, and Minnie's mum seems in trouble too. After she passes, the assets will be divided among Molly, her sisters, and Minnie's husband are welcome to the famous head rights. Hale hinted to Ernest that for Molly to inherit everything, her sisters and brother-in-law had to meet with a freak accident. Sounds a bit sinister, doesn't it? Hale clearly isn't the kind soul here. When flowers blanket the hills, this month is Cold Blue Month, symbolizing the miracle of life beginning. Yet, some Osage people are going extinct, whether from disease, suicide, or even at the hands of their own husbands. Yikes. It's like fate is raining down misfortune on this land, and soon, while Molly was busy making a meal for the kids, she got some tragic news. Her older sister Anna met with an accident, and when Molly and Ernest arrived, they found Anna was cold as ice on the ground. Clearly, foul play was involved. Meanwhile, on another plot of land, another male Osage was gunned down straight up. The rampant murder sent the entire Osage tribe into a panic. Some thought it was a money grab gone wild. So the chief decided to take action. First, offering a reward to anyone with info. Second, send a guy named Mike to Washington to seek government help because the local cops were totally unreliable. They decided to hire a PI to probe her sister's death, and Hale offered an extra $1,000 reward. This gesture earned him even more brownie points from the Osage. Molly's action was indeed commendable. Not long after, Molly's mother passed away due to illness, leaving only her and her other sister Rita to inherit the head rights. That day, Ernest was comforting his grieving wife when suddenly Bill and Rita came along. Little did he know this guy got cozy with Rita right after Minnie passed. Ernest's heart sank at that thought. Shortly after, Mike, who was headed to Washington, got stabbed on the way, and the hired detective found Molly. He started investigating Anna's death and heard that day Ernest got tipsy and had his brother escort the equally tipsy Anna home. The private investigator checked Anna's house and discovered through her purse that Ernest's brother wasn't lying. Anna indeed made it home, but why she ended up dead in some remote area remained a mystery. While the private detective was looking into Anna's death, he found another person actively investigating, none other than Bill. The private investigator was amazed this guy was juggling both of Molly's sisters. Now, he claimed to have found some clues, and if evidence came to light, had leaked fast. Ernest quickly relayed the news to his uncle. One fateful night, a sudden explosion shook the whole town. When Ernest arrived, he found Rita's house turned to rubble, and rescuers discovered her lifeless body. They even found Bill dying when Hale arrived. The sheriff casually remarked something intriguing. It turned out that all this was orchestrated by none other than the man standing right there now. While acting chummy with the Osage, behind the scenes he was pulling strings for white folks to harm them. Now, under the protection of local law enforcement, he and nephew Ernest mulled over a plot to engulf the Molly family's fortunes. Now, with the Molly family left with just him, once he croaked, the whole fortune would roll right into Ernest's pockets. He's got no kind heart, and the increasingly pale Molly realized she'd be the next target. Before she kicked the bucket, she decided to do something for the Osage people. So she boarded a train to Washington under the guise of a little getaway. On the day of the Indian meeting with the president, she told him about the Osage being killed and the local police not doing jack. However, curiously enough, the president appeared not to express much of anything about it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, remember to subscribe and hit that like button to support us.